My name is Ayush.
Shweta.
My name is Vivian Slater.
Olivia DiFilippo.
Conric Morrow.
I'm Anika Bassioli.
My name is Emily Post. I'm taking a major in anthropology with a minor in evolutionary biology. I am interested in studying human culture and human behavior, but I didn't want to do it from a cold, uninteractive perspective. I really like getting to know my subjects and the field I'm working in, and anthropology gives me a chance to do that.
And that applies to medicine because you have to be very tolerant of other people and understand like everyone, and it's very applicable to me, and I found that cool.
Because it's not mathematical, it's open to interpretation, so it's not like completely rigid, and that's why it's different.
My freshman and sophomore year of college, I was a biological sciences major on the pre-med path, and I started taking anthropology courses and just realized that I liked the curriculum I was learning in those classes a lot more than the science classes I was taking.
I chose to study anthropology because I've always been very interested in different cultures. Both of my parents are from two different cultures. My mom's from Trinidad and my dad's from Nigeria. And I'm from America, obviously, and I've grown up here my entire life. So I've been able to experience those three very different cultures. I also had the privilege of traveling to Spain over the summer, so being able to be immersed in that culture was amazing. I also got the opportunity to go to Amsterdam for a weekend, so briefly seeing the Dutch culture, all of that has really shaped my love of experiencing different cultures, and I just find it all very interesting.
Interested in social sciences and especially where humans came from, and I thought that maybe I could get a better grasp on that by taking some of these classes.
I wanted to see what made people unique. I've always been interested in that and how different people's customs come together to form how they act in society and as a culture. And it's not necessarily why they do the things they do, but how they do them and to what means. That's really interesting. It kind of, in effect, encompasses everybody else's major, all of the majors. So you can go into business and you can go into law, or you can go into agriculture, but in anthropology you discover what all of those majors put together does to combine and form a society that works in a civilization.
It's just so distinct and so holistic. It's so broad. I love that you really can't put, a stop mark to it anywhere.
I've learned this concept called the naturalistic fallacy, which says if something occurs in nature, there's this sort of implication that it's either good or bad. But I've learned that that's not necessarily true. Just because something happens and you see it occurring does not mean you should form some sort of negative or positive opinion about it. So it's made me see things like homosexuality naturally occurring in other species as really different, and has had some implications on my life.
Definitely about traditional medical systems that I learned in Anthropology 3202W. Which is illness and curing, and in that class we just learned about different healing systems all around the world and how people sort of deal with sickness and illness and the different types of ways that they cure and treat diseases. So that was really interesting.
The ancestral DNA for males and females, the Adam gene and the Eve gene, never existed together. They were actually thousands of years apart, which I thought was really interesting.
Anthropology has a reputation of being a soft science, so people assume you're just observing people and talking to people, but what I've learned working in the lab is that it's a lot more quantitative than that. You can easily quantify certain behaviors. For an example, someone's stress level with their galvanic skin response. It measures the sweat that's produced, which is really interesting to see how you can add numbers to certain responses and behaviors and all of that, so it's a lot more of a hard science than people think it is.
And what is one word you think of when you hear anthropology?
Diversity.
Global.
Human element.
Comprehensive.
Origins.
Ever-changing.
Investigative.
Interdisciplinary.
Accepting.